Hi everyone, welcome to my live. Okay, and I am just going to wait a few seconds before we actually start, but this is the Precious kit. We started working on her yesterday. Let's see. There we go. Oh, let's see about turning her. Let's see about turning her. I don't know about that. Let's do this again. I was hoping for like the landscape screen, but it's okay. So what do you guys think of the way I have her laid out? Is that okay? Look, I got this big old diaper on her. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do a little bit different than I did yesterday, where I can hopefully see you guys chat. So I just have my computer open instead of doing like a mirror. So if you guys want to come in and make comments, feel free to do so. Also, I'm just putting this big old diaper on her for now because once I start painting, I'm going to take it off and probably put a little napkin over her. But I know YouTube can be kind of picky about doll nudity. So let's get a little better in frame. It helps a little bit. I think that helps a little bit. I'm on here a little bit later than I would normally like to be on here, but I was watching a TikTok live with my sister. I had to turn on the light. With my sister, where she did a cuddle baby, and she did a giveaway. So be sure, guys, to check out TikTok if you like reborn content. My sister, which is Mrs. Sunflower, and she on YouTube is Sunflower Baby Angels. Look at me touching all on this baby's kit without my gloves on. So let's do that first. Let's go ahead and put gloves on, and then we kind of take care of some business here. I'm going to do, everything that I can to make sure that I do not destroy this kit, inhibit the cure on this kit. I've already washed her with Dawn dish soap, and I have used some alcohol, which is the isopropyl alcohol, 99%. So then I also sprayed her down with this Inhibit X. And the Inhibit X just kind of, it allows or helps, I should say, the silicone to stick onto the baby. Yesterday we were talking about doing some repairs, and we'll take a look at the repairs. But let's just see how this silicone's set up. So I already went in and did another repair, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But so let's just use our stick. And look, you see, it did mix up really good. Now, this is where I just did some a few minutes ago. Now this should still be wet. See, it's still wet. This should still be wet. See, it's still wet. So it will last a little while, but once it sets up, it's good to go. You just want to make sure you don't mix the two sides in there. Okay, so here is the hand that we did yesterday, and it was a little choppy, but I think it looks pretty good now. I don't want to zoom in and out because I'm on a different tripod and it's harder to zoom in and out on this tripod. But I hope you can see the hand a little better. There was a little spot here. This is where I had to do another repair, right in here, because I do not want the wrist to split. That is a very critical area. Like the choppy thumb is not that big of a deal, but having the wrist split, because that's where a lot of times people will pull right there. And once it starts, you want to make sure that it doesn't, expand. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about how to do a repair. Here's my repair. It's called Silicone Adhesive Paint. It's by Sam, which is silicone art material. And Sam, you know what, you guys? I may need to switch. So I don't really like. I mean, I guess I could do that. Yeah, I don't really like, but I'm not gonna mess with it today because we're just gonna do the first, the first little bit of paint on there. But this paint base right here, I'll open it. This is where if you have two pieces that have come apart and you need to glue them together, you can use this. It's clear, so it won't, affect. It'll dry clear. I mean, I know it looks a little bit like it's not clear, but it is clear. Anyway, so if two pieces need to be glued together, you can apply this. You can even paint over this if you wanted to. You can hold it together with pins. So I use, you can use rooting pins for when you root the baby's hair. Okay, now we're going to just kind of, let's go over the material. So we need the alcohol. We need the alcohol to spray on the baby. And that's if we see any dust or anything that needs to come off. And then I have some instruments here, like some stir sticks, little brushes, makeup applicators, and these are, very inexpensive brushes. So definitely don't spend a lot of money on brushes. You want to make sure that the hairs don't fall out on the baby, so we got the alcohol. Also, we need some type of thinner, and the thinner that I use is the Bob Ross odorless thinner. So that's our solvent. So we're gonna go. Let's go ahead and pour some solvent into a little cup. That's just to help clean the brushes. Okay. Also, we're gonna need paper towel. Lots and lots of paper towel. So we got plenty of paper towel. Let's see. Hold on just another moment. I just want to make sure that I have chat turned on. And I'm going to send myself a test chat because guys, when you knew, you knew. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Yep. All right, it's on. Okay, so we have the solvent that we're going to be using. Here are the paints that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Silk Pig, which is a it's just the pigments that you would mix with your A and B silicone. And here is my A and B silicone, which I keep in this cup. So There, we just put it in there. All right. So I think I got everything kind of to where you guys can understand what we're about to do. All of the equipment that I have to start out with. So first step is to make some room so I can mix some pigments together. And her first coat is going to be a flesh tone. I guess I can use all those. Okay, I'll just leave all of these out. So here is the flesh tone. You can see it a lot better like this. And it's called Silk Pig Flesh. I'm not exactly sure what color I'm going to paint this little baby girl. But definitely she's going to be a Caucasian baby. And the reason I say definitely is because this light paint, this silicone is so light that I just want to utilize here she is, Angel. Hi sis, I am doing a live stream on YouTube. All right. Okay, I hope she gets that message. All right, so what we just did was I put a little bit of A in there. Let's put more because that is not enough. And we're going to put equal parts B. And y'all probably know this part by now. You do not need me to tell you this part. Okay, and this time I'm going to add, oh yeah, did I tell you I got tweezers here? Gotta have the tweezers. Okay. This time I'm going to add the pigment directly to the A before I put the B in there. Let's get it just mixed up a little bit. You only need the smallest amount. So I'm just going to put this much in there. And then I can always come back and add more. And of course I will be adding a little bit of solvent to thin it out. And this first coat that I'm doing, you know, the importance of the first coat is to make sure that the silicone, the paint, the next coats, they all adhere. So it's like a primer, basically. It's a primer. Ooh, I got B is always a little bit harder to pour out. It's a little bit thicker, and it is the one that if it's any of them are going to dry out, B is going to dry out. See, like, look, I can't even get it out. Okay, let's turn it upside down and unclogger. Get some paper. I didn't get my paper towels prepped out, but let's do that now. And you need a lot of paper towels, but you only need a little, you know, piece at a time. Don't get a whole piece of paper towel. All right, so let's, I'm going to add equal amount. I think that does it. I am able to eyeball, you know, just to make sure that we do have equal parts. If you can eyeball it, perfect. If not, go ahead and measure it. Get it stirred up really good. That looks stirred pretty good. All right, now we're going to just add a little bit of solvent. Let's see. I also have this pipette, which I put solvent in that. Let's go ahead and add some clean solvent to that. Now, once you mix this together, it's time to start the process. Like, you can't really let it sit. You have to start the process to paint, because this will cure in just a few hours. Now, with the full body silicone, you have to do one side at a time. Oh yeah, there was one thing I wanted to mention yesterday during the live when I was doing the repairs. So I was prepping the kit. Someone asked if you can get a refund, or if they knock some money off when you have to do that kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, you have to check. Basically, what I'm saying is you have to probably return the kit. So all of the reputable places, they have a like a return policy. And let's see, I think that's pretty thick. They have a return policy. Just check their page. For me, I don't think that that was enough of an issue to, return it. And if I wanted to request a refund, or like maybe a discount, I don't know that they would do that part, but you can always request it. Don't hurt to do so, especially if you point out some of the issues with the kit. All right, so we do one side at a time, and typically I start with the like the feet and stuff like that, but we're going to start with her head first. So I'm just going to use this paint brush to apply some paint onto the sponge. A lot of times I will paint the baby. So, and that doesn't mean that I'm not going to now. I may want to come back and just apply the paint directly to the baby, but let's start with just applying it on the sponge. I think I want to use the paintbrush. I feel like I can see, and that's another thing about doing a baby that's going to be a Caucasian baby. It's like, I don't really know with this base coat that I'm doing that I can see too much of a change in the kit. There's a little piece of lint. All right, let's do this again. I can see more of it now. What I always say when I'm painting a baby is the key is not to necessarily paint her. The key is to add color and dab it off. Add color, dab it off. Do her lips last because I'm going to have to take a stick to prop her lips open. Just kind of. When I was doing a TikTok live and I was dabbing the baby, I was doing a vinyl kit, and someone swore that I was just being so violent with the kit. I'm going to change this this doggy pad, because once you tear it, which it has torn, lint will get on the baby. So we ain't trying to do all that. So new doggy pad. She's a heavy baby. I'm not exactly sure what her stats are. I will try to look it up and post it in the description after this goes, after this live is broadcast on my channel. It's a little brush, but that's fine for now. And then we'll just use this to make sure that we don't miss big spots of silicone. Let's do the other ear. And the cosmetic wedge that I'm using is a latex-free cosmetic wedge. So same with my gloves. It literally says, like, you can't just go into like Amazon and type in latex-free gloves. You have to make sure that it says it on the packaging. So my wedges as well as my gloves specifically say latex-free. I feel like this is going on very smoothly on the kit. I'm very happy about that. Let's do more of her head. We'll do this side. And definitely I could have added way more silicone, thinner I should say, to stretch it. But I'm going to tell you something about the cure. If I want to come back and work on this baby like in an hour, chances are she will be cured. This first set layer of paint will have cured on her. And the reason for that is because the less amount of silicone that you use, or silicone, look at me being distracted. The less amount of solvent that you use, which in this case is the thinner, the quicker it will cure, which means harden. All right. So once this side cures, then I will come back somebody came into the chat and they were like, what did I just scroll into? But they were like, bye. Yep, we are creating a reborn doll. And this one is going to be a silicone doll. So for anybody's watching the chat but haven't asked any questions, that's what we're doing, guys. We are just making a doll. And this is not obviously a real baby, although I can understand how some people might look at her and say, geez, Pete. You know, another thing too, while we're talking about this baby, this silk pigment that I use, this it's already pre-mixed. So it's perfect. So when I want to do the second side, I don't have to worry about it not being the right shade, which is always a concern of mine. I'm like, how do you guys do the second side? And it's not, it's the same, shade. I mean, obviously you can make enough so that you can have some residual amounts left over. Even though it cures, you can pop it out of the vessel, and you can like look at the color there, but still trying to match colors, it's not easy. And I probably should have did her hand first, because you want to try not to touch it, even though I'm wearing gloves. And you don't have to wear gloves. I'm wearing gloves because I have some fingernails on, and I don't want to, if I have to spray alcohol or anything like that, I don't want to take any chance that any of the polish on the nails will come off on the baby. Plus, washing silicone residue off your hands, it takes a while. And I just don't like the feel of silicone on my skin. All right, let's get her. We want to get every bit. We don't want to leave anything unpainted. Don't worry about, like, let's say you want pale fingernails, okay? Don't worry about that for now, because as long as we're not adding a color that can't be covered, we don't need to worry about that. We're priming this baby at this time. Okay. So let's just do the neck one more time, because don't know how far I got on this side of the neck. I want to make sure that everything is covered on this side. I see a little stray piece of hair. All right. Also, I have a baby caddy. I mean, a cake caddy. So I can always spin her around if I need to. I don't want to do that right now, because that can be a pain. Oh, let's move her hand over here. Let's do her hand first. I'm curious to see how the paint applies to the hand that we were repairing yesterday. And let's get a little bit extra on that thumb. And I know I'm using the teeniest brush ever. It's just me being a little bit lazy. I have a bigger brush, but hey, it kind of prolongs the live. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's do the back of her hand. And I'll use the makeup applicator to get between the digits to make sure that I don't leave a whole bunch there. And we got some more hair here. Get that out the way. All right. Now let's start working our way down. We'll do this right here. Also, you know, as this thickens, you can always come back and add a little bit more silicone. And I said a little more silicone. I meant a little bit more solvent. Okay. Get her right here. Oops, got a little bit of silicone stuck on my glove. Start working on her shoulders. Her silicone is super, super soft. I mean, not just soft in that it's you know, like spongy soft, like a marshmallow soft, but it's silky. So I'm hoping that I can do justice to keep that, you know, that texture. We will see. All right, now I'm going to do like this underside of her arm. I don't think I've ever painted a baby that will be like, I have a baby that is got albinism, so, and I have also painted some babies that were very light-skinned, Caucasian babies, but they were vinyl. I've never painted a silicone that was this pale. So I'm a little bit, I'm gonna say a teeny bit nervous. Did we get under her underarms? I am so forgetful, guys. So if we didn't get under her underarms, we're gonna do that right now. Hi, Doris. Thank you for showing up for the live, even though, once again, I didn't announce it. I did not. I be forgetting to, that is a part of, you know, I need to go into the community tab and say, hey, we're about to go live. But at the same time, I'm not that worried about it because we can, this will, you know, broadcast. All right, so little Precious. Time to do her chest. And this is where I really need to switch to the bigger brush. Let me just kind of, I'm going to switch to the bigger brush. I'm going to just kind of wipe it off a little bit in the solvent. and kind of dab it off. Let's get some more paper towel. Just make sure there's, like, it might have touched something that came into contact with vinyl. But I keep all of my vinyl in my silicone products, including brushes, separate. Okay, here we go. About to do a big part of this, baby. Ooh, she needs some more. She needs some more silicone. Thinner. It's getting a little bit sticky. And this is our primer coat. So this just helps the silicone that comes after to adhere. And yeah, realistically, this is a base coat. So we're keeping little baby girl with a very pale skin. That is what we're going to do. This will be my first pale skinned. That's the thought anyway. This will be my first pale skinned silicone doll. Most silicone dolls don't lend to me painting them pale because they come in so many shades of gray, and especially with the vinyl kits, you'll see like peach kits and, you know, different color kits, but you don't really see that as much with the silicone babies. That's usually the vinyl babies that you can do color correct. All right, let's get her lips done, and then we'll get inside of her mouth with this cosmetic wedge. And just kind of dab it off. I don't want, because she does have an open mouth, and it's so cute. So we want to make sure that it does not, you know, have big old pieces of silicone in it. All right, we're going to take a stir stick, popsicle stick. Moonlight, you want to know what the fuck is this? This is a reborn doll. That's what this is. Ugh. Come on. And reborn dolls are artistic art dolls painted to look like real babies. So let's try not to make her silicone look too, I don't want it to stretch out of shape. All right, so now we're going to add a teeny bit of solvent just to thin it out a little bit more. So it's starting to get a little bit thick. So I say this would probably cure in about 2 hours, to where, you know, like literally I could flip her over and start painting her other side. Truth of the matter is, I don't really need to show you guys myself painting the other side because it's just like the first side. So I'm just going to probably show myself painting one side at a time. All right, let's get some of this lint off. Oops, I see a little bit more lint. There we go. you can use, you don't have to just use the underside of the, you don't have to just use the tear off portion. You can use the flat side of the wedge too. Okay, and I think I can come down a little bit more on the side. There we go. Now let's go ahead and do this side. I see a little bit of, I don't know if it's dust. I'm just gonna wipe that off. Not on this side. Or we just paint it though. Okay. Okay, and for anybody that's tuning in here, we are painting a silicone doll to look like a realistic baby. All right, so now it is time to cover Miss Pretty Little Thing up and start on, we'll do her legs. Let's do her legs first. So we're gonna, let's just move her up a little bit while we work on her legs. That'll give me a little bit more space. All right, let's get our tweezers ready. And we'll do this leg first. And let's see. I guess we can start. Let's start it with her thighs. Get her thighs out the way. I love how this silicone paint matches so well. I mean, it did make her a little more pinker than she was before. She was a little bit more pale before, but she can't stay that pale and still look like a lifelike baby. So, all right. And the goal is to, hi Dave. Dave said, what a weird live stream. Have you ever seen a reborn doll, Dave? And wondered how in the world did they make those? How did they paint them to look so realistic? This is how. And this is a silicone doll. So that's why it looks so like a real baby. Okay. Hey, Jackie. You said I love your style because I'm being gentle with the babies. I be trying, girl. I be trying, especially with the silicone dolls because I don't want them. They're fragile, so I don't want them to tear. So you got to kind of hold it the right way. But yeah, thank you guys for showing up for my live stream, especially since I didn't announce it. I just, when I'm doing the silicone baby, I can't really schedule it. It is when I have an opportunity to come on, and I don't always know when I'll have an opportunity to come on. If it'll be cured, I can't say it's going to be cured at this, specific time. And it takes a lot. It really does. All right, so I want to just go over all the little bits and pieces. Is this my job? Dave wants to know if this is my job, and it's not my job per se, although people do buy these dolls. So it is, just a hobby, but I do sell my dolls. So like if you go to my channel, you'll be able to see some of the dolls that I've created. I also have a nursery where you can like buy the little ones. A lot of people want to buy babies, buy art babies for the holidays, they're used for cuddle purposes. They're used for collection, people like to collect them because they look so realistic. So yeah, take a look at the my page and you'll get an idea of what some of these dolls look like once they're completed. Okay. So we're going to have to probably start to take off her little diaper. So we're just going to do her like that for now. For most people, they don't mind seeing doll nudity, but this is just for YouTube purposes. Sometimes it just impacts their terms and conditions. So that's why we're doing that. I think for most of us, I think we understand, but just in case, we're just gonna have to cover her up for now. So we do one side at a time because like I said, it takes a couple of hours for the baby to cure, for this silicone paint to cure on the silicone kit. And then you can flip it over and start painting the second side, or you can do all of the first one side at a time. Me, myself, I am a flipper. I want to make sure that everything is equal. More lint. Jackie, when we paint on the, when we go on vacation, because my friend Jackie has never painted a doll kit before, So when we paint, we won't be doing this type. It's not going to be a silicone baby. It's just going to be a vinyl baby, which will be a lot easier. You don't have to worry about lint and stuff like that. And it'll just dry instantly. All right, let's work on her little toes. And I think she has really cute feet. And again, we're getting every part of the foot with this first pass. Now, after this first pass, we don't have to worry about the toenails until it's time to paint a specific toe color. But after this color, this is when it starts to get really fun for me. After you do your base coat and you start doing your modeling layers, like we're going to be doing, because she's a newborn, even though she's a big baby, we'll be doing some purples and blues and yellows. So we're going to get many layers of modeling on there to bring in a nice color, a nice flesh tone to this baby. Okay, so we have done, I have taken care of the majority of her. Next, we're going to have to do around her groin area, but you know, because of YouTube, I'm probably not going to show that part, and I'll do that off stream. But for now, I think we've pretty much touched every bit of this doll on this side. And it's okay to go back, like I did her underarms. A lot of times you have to go back because silicone leaches. In other words, the oils and the silicone comes out. And although it's not happening with this baby, I am super happy about this. All right. And I may make the stick a little bit smaller when I come back, because with this super soft silicone, I just don't want to take any chances that her silicone, oops, you know what, I forgot. I said I was going to come in and do these toes. Make sure that between the toes, there wasn't a lot of silicone gathered there. All right, guys. So I just want to thank you for joining my live stream. And that's probably going to end it for now. And then I'll go in and do some more a little bit later. And I may do a second live stream. So if you are subscribed, you know, and you have your notifications on, definitely come back. And I appreciate you guys for showing up. And if you haven't subscribed and you like this kind of content, definitely subscribe, hit those notifications. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.